Welcome. August, summertime, Wee Dram, and we got ourselves a Laphroaig 4 Oak. This should be an interesting evening. Ooh, summertime fun. One of our favorite, favorite brands, the Laphroaig whiskey. Absolutely one of the all-time favorites, the Laphroaig 10. Arguably the whiskey that got me going on my personal whiskey journey and is a huge part of the Wee Dram in terms of establishing our landmarks. So what do we notice right away? We notice that the alcohol by volume is a 40%. We notice that it's in the traditional Laphroaig style, the white cylinder with the black writing, the very simple, straightforward, stately sort of marketing, or the way they put things together. We have 4 different casks: ex-bourbon barrels, quarter casks, virgin American oak barrels, and European oak hogsheads. There's no age expression on this particular bottle, so we have a NAS. Again, not 40% doesn't get you really excited, but the fact that we're dealing with Laphroaig 4 Oak is extremely exciting. So let's get to it and take it over and open it up and see what we've got here. Let's take the top of the cylinder off and see what we've got. So again, the green 7-Up style bottle doesn't allow you to see the color of the whiskey, but this is what Laphroaig does. Very simple, straightforward, lift and remove. And let's see what kind of cork we're given here tonight. Oh, little resistance, that's always good. Excellent. And right away, the peat and the wood come from the cork. So some nice flavors, some nice aroma, some nice smoke, a little bit of peat, a little bit of indication of the woods that we might be encountering come right off the cork. And let's just see where we go from here. And I have no clue if this has any additives or if this is the actual color of the whiskey. We'll have to put a little research into that. It's beautiful sitting in the evening light, a little paler. It has the traditional gold and a little bit of amber. It's just lovely to look at, picking up all the different light in the evening. And you can see it's hanging up a little bit. It's got some leg and some viscosity and some body, which is always a good indicator. But when you're dealing with a whiskey that's 40% alcohol by volume, it's unlikely you're going to get some of the mouthfeel, and it's unlikely you're going to have some of the oily nature that maybe you'd be looking for in some different whiskeys. So let's just take it to the nose. A nice, encouraging, light smoke, picking up some hints of the wood, the various oaks that are at play here. An inviting whiskey, certainly not powerful, certainly not, no campfire like the Laphroaig 10, no sort of explosiveness. It's definitely a more subtle experience going on at this moment. Really trying to search or seek something specific, but it's a gathered, as 4 oaks working together would be. It has sort of a unifying sort of scent, a unifying bouquet. And it's dominated by the peat smoke, a light peat smoke, and sort of a potpourri of different oaks working together in combination. I think it's time to give it a go. Salam Shabbat. So a really nice taste. Again, nothing too explosive, nothing too dynamic. As it enters the mouth, there's a bit of a touch of the vanilla, something a little more subtle. And then very quickly, as it moves through the tongue, into the back of the tongue, and into the, as you drink it down, there's certainly something that leaps forward in terms of a very interesting and a very delicious, woody, peaty sort of combination. So let's try it again and maybe hold it with a smaller sip and just hold it, and let's really try to explore what might be there. This time a creamier, more toffee-like touch of caramel at the front. And again, sort of a neutrality, and then as it goes down, it leaps up and begins to really present some of the expressions of the various woods at play in combination. Not what you would say an exceptional finish, not what you would say something that really lingers, not a great deal of mouth pucker or mouth feel, just something that is enjoyable to drink and taste, and certainly something that has a nice finishing note, but doesn't finish in a sort of notable way, if that makes some sense. It would probably be served by a longer finish and a more intense finish, but that simply isn't occurring within this whiskey. This is a whiskey certainly worth drinking, but you're not getting the explosive, complex, intense dram that you're hoping for from Laphroaig. Something I certainly would recommend to people to try, especially with other Laphroaig drinkers, so you could really talk about maybe the few characteristics that it does share with the great Laphroaig expressions, and where it kind of, is lacking. But definitely not a whiskey that I would need to have on my bar constantly. It's certainly welcome on the bar, and certainly could be on the bar at all times if we continue to bring it in from Beijing at $70 or $75 for a liter. Beyond that, I would say that your money is much better spent on buying a Laphroaig 10, and possibly, maybe even the Laphroaig Select. Absolutely another great night at the Wee Dram. Salon Cheval, cheers, and we'll see you soon.